How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the tour of my Pokemon box. In today's episode, we are going to be going over my shiny Meowscarada. His name is Reason to Live because he gave me a reason to live. I caught him as a shiny Florigato, and I mean, as you can see, my banner here, I have a large Sprigatito plush in the back. There's another Sprigatito plush, if you can see him up there. I have another Sprigatito plush that's in my kitchen, and I think another one currently under my bed somewhere. I love this Pokemon. I'm a big fan of Meowscarada. It is my main in Pokemon Unite, and I am known in the Pokemon Unite community for playing Meowscarada. So I was absolutely hyped, and when I caught this as a shiny, I knew that I needed to get it to 1,000 hours to make it my profile picture. And if you are friends with me in Pokemon Sleep, it is my profile picture in Pokemon Sleep with the 1,000-hour ribbon. So it didn't even matter to me how good this thing was, because no matter what, I was going to invest in it. It's a shiny, and it's one of my favorite Pokemon. I was so hype that it didn't really matter what it looked like. And as you can see here, it is not the most optimal. We've got a completely mixed ingredient list, and not the most optimal sub-skills. That being said, I have invested 3 sub-skill seeds into this. I have done everything in my power to make this a good Pokemon. So this was skill level up S, it was ingredient finder S, and it was helping speed S. So I have put so many resources into this Pokemon. I've used so many handy candies on it. I have spent so many nights with it on my team just to make sure it got to that 1,000 hours, and it didn't even matter to me how good this was. And it has actually gone to the point where at level 60, it does a lot for me. It gets me a lot of ingredients that I honestly do need. So looking at it here, we've now got skill level up M, ingredient finder M, and helping speed M, and unfortunately a bold nature, so it does have speed of help down. This is one of my considerations for the new neutralizing mints. I very well may end up using one of them on this Pokemon because of how often that I do use it, and it is my main ginger farmer, actually, at the moment. So using that mint to just get rid of the speed of help down nature, I've actually done the analysis, it actually makes it a good bit better. So let's take a look here at our, let me just make sure I'm on the right screen before I switch this over. So let's take a look at what this actually comes out to in terms of rating. So I have it in here, I have it at level 60, completely mixed list. I have put 3 sub-skill seeds into it, as you can see, and I'm just going to evaluate it here for total strength. At level 25, it's pretty good because it gets ingredient finder M. And then at level 30, it goes a good amount down because it gets the milk ingredient instead of potatoes. And at level 50, it looks to be around 53 PR. 58 is where it's coming out for total strength. I would love if this would go just a little bit faster so I can see what it is at 60. Okay, it's coming in 47, 44. It is a pretty low percentile ranking for total strength, especially because Meowscarada has a really strong berry. Giving it berry finding makes it really good, and it's the best potato farmer in the game, and I think it might be even the best milk farmer in the game, correct me if I'm wrong. At least one of the best farmers for milk in the game, so getting it the fully mixed list is not something that's considered ideal. At level 60, where it currently is, it's pretty down here. It's pretty down here. About 55,000 total strength per day, as opposed to giving a Meowscarada an ABA list with a brave nature, naughty nature potentially, berry finding S. The total strength for Meowscarada is, based a lot on its speed, plus giving it berry finding S just gives it a lot of total strength. So in terms of total strength, this is not a great one. This is not very good. Obviously, ingredient count A is not going to be very high. We know that. Ingredient count B is going to be fine, but I'm going to take a look at the C ingredient count, just so that we can see, in terms of farming for ginger, what this is going to look like. Obviously, it doesn't get it until level 60, so it comes out as 100 because it's not possible. At level 60, which hopefully it will calculate very soon. You know, this is getting us a completely mixed list of ingredients. So it's gonna have a lot of different things going on because it has potatoes, because it has milk, and it does have ginger. But you can see here it gives us 8 ginger per proc when it does get ginger, which is why I've been using it as my main ginger farmer. My Tyranitar only has ginger in that first slot, and I don't really have anything else giving me ginger besides, I believe my Typhlosion gets a little bit of ginger if I am running that, and I really only run that on Tau Palo, so not even my Raichu has a ginger list, so the only thing that I can really use for ginger is this Meowscarada. Plus it gives me the supplementary milk that I tend to need, and as well as a couple potatoes, which are really good. But you can see here for level 50, or level 60, excuse me, it is coming out as a pretty high percentile ranking for that C ingredient list. Even with the bold nature, it's doing pretty good. It's telling me it's getting about 50 as opposed to the best possible Meowscarada. That would give me about 69 ginger per day. But about 50 tends to be really all I need. There's not a ton of dishes that require a lot of ginger. And I'll actually take a look at that right now if I pull up the recipe list. So for curries, Inferno Corn Keema Curry is the highest dish that uses ginger. It only needs 12, which means 36 ginger per day. My Meowscarada can do that just fine. Looking at salads, I don't think there's actually... The highest is Ninja Salad. It only needs 11 ginger, which means 33 per day. Meowscarada can do that just fine. In desserts, it doesn't... In Zing Zap Spice Cola, this is the first thing where Meow struggles a little bit for me, but I don't really have a leek farmer anyway that can get me 60 leeks per day, so I'm not even necessarily trying to make Zing Zap Spice Cola. So with a little bit of supplementary ginger from potentially Typhlosion or a little bit of overstocking, it can make me the 60 needed for Zing Zap Spice Cola, as well as Tea Time Corn Scones, which also require 60 per day. Other than that, there's nothing that needs a lot of ginger in those top dishes. So running on Snowdrop Tundra, for example, my Meowscarada, that gets me about 55 ginger per day, plus my Tyranitar, which gets a little bit of supplementary ginger from its A ingredient, I'm able to make all of the dishes I need for ginger just fine. Let's take a look now at my production comparison that I have set up a little bit here. This is my Meowscarada. This is with the bold nature. You can see with, you know, nothing else on, no good camp ticket on. Do I have good camp ticket on? No, I don't. So no good camp ticket on. Oh my goodness. The ad's crazy. It gets me about 12 potatoes per day, which is pretty good. 37 milk per day is nice, and also about 50 ginger per day, which is also pretty nice. It gets me a good amount for the curries and salads that I might be needing to use. Switching this up, if I were to have the exact same Meowscarada, but with a full mono potato list, I would get about 90 potatoes per day, which is still pretty good. As opposed to the same Meowscarada, but with a quiet nature, I'd get about 109 potatoes per day. Like, this thing, even, you know, with the skill level up M in there, it does a lot. It is a very strong Pokemon, even with a mixed ingredient list. And again, I changed it out a little bit to have the milk list, about 114 milk per day with that quiet nature. Now, if I showed you here what would happen if I did mint this Pokemon, just turn it onto a neutral nature, we do end up doing a bit better. We've got a little bit more ginger, a little bit more milk, and about 1 more potato. So it does help to mint this Pokemon, especially because I already have invested in it, and I plan to continue using this Pokemon. But yeah, it doesn't require... the ingredients that it finds are enough for what I need them for, and it has worked out for me pretty well. So though the total strength is fairly low compared to these other better Meowscarada options, it's still very good, and I would have used it regardless because of how much I was excited about getting the shiny. So this is kind of my number one option for minting. When I do get those 2 neutralizing mints, I probably will take a little bit more time to think about it, but I probably will end up using one on this Meowscarada because it does just make it that much better, and I've already thrown so much investment into it. Why not continue to do so? But that is going to be it for this review of my shiny Meowscarada. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to check out the other videos from this series where I take a look at some different Pokemon that I have in my Pokemon box. That is going to be all for now, and I will see you all next time. Bye!